up one
Welcome
time
to the
ago.
Sports Show. Mike Max, Patrick Royce, Lou Nanny, and Sid Hartman. Now, Sid, let's start with the Minnesota Vikings. Interesting game that transpired today at the Metrodome. You have mixed feelings tonight. Mark Trestman, your friend, takes a loss, and they're trying to win a division. Christian Ponder, who you have advocated for, has a so-so first half, gets hurt. Matt Castle plays well. Summarize.
Saw Ponder after the game. He was in bad shape, boy. He was going to a hospital someplace. And I talked with Trestman after the game. Well, Ricey second guesses him why he had reasons for doing that. And
doing what now are you talking about? Which one are you talking? What are you talking about?
Well, on second down,
on the field goal. You mean it's supposed to run another
field
play?
Goal. Ricey come in and wrote a blog about that. He's second guessing him. I don't know. Maybe Ricey's right and he's wrong, but he was pretty broken up after the game. He just thought they completely outplayed the Vikings for 3 quarters, and then I think they just got wore out. I think they got tired.
Well, he stopped passing. He stopped throwing to his receivers there, Jeffries and Marshall.
And
yeah, they had both teams had about 4 different chances to win the game, but I don't know why he's got 2 downs to go and why he wants to make the guy kick a 47-yarder. Why not have him kick a 42-yarder?
Huh? Oh, Lurchie was beside himself about that decision.
Yeah, I don't know. But the other thing, I thought the big screw-up was when they were 2nd and 1. They run it into the, they got a chance to go down and kick a field goal and win the game. I mean, they were already ahead, but to clinch the game, if they get the first down there, they're 2nd and 1 at the Vikings 41. They run it, go nowhere. They run it again and go nowhere, and then he punts. That was stupid, I thought.
All right,
I thought he should have done anything he could to get that 1 yard.
And Louis, the other thing that comes up now is, I mean, Castle plays well enough. Obviously, the receivers, I talked to a lot of them today. They like him a lot. By the way, funniest thing in the world, because I'm standing down on the sidelines, and the Vikings kick the field goal that they think wins it. Greg Jennings sprints off the field, right by me. He doesn't know there's a penalty. He's to the locker room. They had to go up, call a timeout, go up, get him, tell him the game's not over, and get him to come back down to play the rest of the game because he didn't know there was a penalty.
Well,
yeah, you didn't expect
Who was that?
Who knew there was a penalty?
Yeah.
How long did they wait?
I don't know, but he was the only one that left, so he and Sanford, I guess.
Well, I felt good that for Ellison that they finally came back and won it because he'd have been devastated.
That was a bad
2 weeks,
day for him, man.
Oh, he dropped the one on the goal line and then have that penalty.
I love the fact that everybody's ripping Musgrave for throwing the ball to Ellison. How about me mad at Ellison for dropping it?
Yeah.
What are they mad at him for?
You're in the NFL, son.
Yeah,
if it's
catch
here,
it.
you catch it, right?
Yeah.
Sid,
I got a kick out of Ziggy Wolf.
did you see him?
He's downstairs there, and they kick the field goal. He makes a run.
Right by us.
He runs.
He's happy as hell. He doesn't have to pay the #1 draft choice now.
He's doing
if he
one
can
of
win
these.
a few, he can get down to about 10th or 11th and not have to pay so much.
He was on a dead sprint like this, you know?
Better off losing.
Well, we can get
For
into
the
whole
draft
theory.
pick, that's what we're saying.
But it's pretty clear that their best quarterback is Castle.
So what are you going to do? You're going to play
By the way,
Castle and win?
what did Josh Freeman do?
Or not do? I don't know. But he's not even in the...
No, they didn't have him dressed. He wasn't in
Castle
uniform.
today was good. The last time out, he sunk the joint apart.
Who? Castle?
Castle, yeah.
Well, look at it this way. They've won 3 games, and he got 2 of them. So.
Brian Billick said, because I left with a couple minutes to go, so I got home and I could see the overtime. And Brian Billick says, Castle's been the better quarterback, and probably now definitely go with him. That's essentially what he said on TV.
Okay, so Louis, would you do that, or would you play...
Yeah, well, Ponder's
Ponder's not going to play now.
Okay.
Ponder's out. He's
They're
done.
going with Ponder all season to find out if he can do
But
it.
Ponder's not going to be able to play.
Okay, so if he's
He won't
hurt...
play next week.
That's what I'm saying.
So if he's hurt, would you go with him or Freeman? Because you've paid all this money for Freeman.
Well, I was surprised they never, gave Freeman
won't go with
another
Freeman.
chance. They must not like him then.
They don't
They
like
must
Freeman.
not.
They don't even dress him.
His work ethic must not be what they'd hoped.
Something's missing.
The guy in Tampa who got vilified by all of us might be pretty smart. And by the way, the kid's playing pretty good that he went to, the hillbilly kid, the rookie, is playing pretty good. And these guys won't use Freeman. Does Freeman realize that, I don't know what he's doing out there to not get a chance, but does he realize nobody's going to pay him any money when this year's over?
No. Although he might
They
realize
do
he's not
not.
needed after a $10 million a year.
They do not like Freeman. Okay. He ain't going to play.
Well, that's pretty obvious.
But
I
why?
just don't know
But
why.
then you go to why did they sign him?
Well, I think there was a little controversy. A couple guys who wanted to
Sure.
sign him, a couple guys didn't want to sign him.
Sure.
So they said for a couple $1 million, we'll take a look.
Yeah, but they haven't taken a look.
They didn't take a look.
They took a
haven't
look
taken
after
a
3
look.
practices,
Yeah,
and then they haven't seen him since.
They had a
You
game
got me on that one.
4 days later.
Well, they've played 148 minutes of football the last 2 weeks, and damn near an extra half, and they're 1-0-1 against their 2 big rivals. So my theory is they haven't quit playing for Les Frazier.
No, they have not. And Adrian Peterson ran as hard as he's run.
Oh, boy, we'll
all
see
season.
something.
Take a break, come back, stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quart surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Cuisine Concepts. Bar Abilene at Lagoon and Fremont in uptown Minneapolis. And Franklin Street Bakery at 11th and Franklin in South Minneapolis, just down from Mall of America Field. And Taste of the NFL. Proud to be the premier Super Bowl party with a purpose to support hunger relief locally and nationally.
What a place to go this holiday season. J.D. Hoyt's for a prime cut, as good as it gets. Locally owned, nationally known, J.D. Hoyt's on Washington. I was in East Lansing yesterday watching the Gophers. 71,000, a quiet 71,000 show up to watch Michigan State. Gophers play great defense and struggle in offense in the red zone.
Well, I was shocked. I thought they'd get killed in that game.
You know what? I did too.
I thought that they'd have no chance, and they got to do something about their passing game, receivers and quarterbacks. I don't know what the situation is. You say it's changed, but I know early in the year there's a kid from Strader, Illinois, who's being redshirted that is a heck of an athlete. And I think they'll take a good look at him. I think they'll look at Jones at quarterback.
Donovan Jones?
Yeah.
I think there's as much chance of that as
is
you
that
giving
right?
the sermon at my church.
Is that right? He was a quarterback in high school.
And he's turning into be a pretty good receiver.
Yeah.
Okay. But there'll be some shakeup among the quarterbacks. You can bet on that.
I don't think so.
Michigan State's first unbeaten season in the Big Ten since 1966. That was the tie game with Notre Dame, the 10-10, when Era kicked the field goal instead of going for the win and ended up being voted the national champion. But yeah, that's not a great team to be 8-0 in the Big Ten, I don't think. But they've, after Michigan puts up 600 yards against Ohio State, who knows what's going to happen in the Big Ten title.
And Michigan State averaged 30 points a game on offense, and they got shut down by the Gophers. They're 3 for 12 on third downs, or 3 for 10 or something. I can't remember.
Michigan State, I think, were 0 for 8 on third
0
downs.
for 8 was that what it was?
Yeah, and the Gophers were much better in third. They had real good average on third downs. That's 2 weeks in a row the Gopher defense has played exceptionally well against Wisconsin, against Michigan
scored
State.
a touchdown for 10 quarters.
That's concerning.
But the offense got to, like Sid says, they got to improve the passing game. Running game's terrific. Cobb, even against them, he went for over 100 yards.
And next year they get the Berkeley Edwards, who they'll use as kind of a, like they use Gordon maybe in Wisconsin. Get him on the field and in spaces.
They have got at least 10 red shirts.
Mm-hmm.
They got 3 defensive backs among the red shirts, so they won't miss Vereen. What's that thing?
Well, it's not just Vereen. It's that they get Brody back, who's injured, and then they got Eric Murray. They lost the kid the first game of the season.
Yeah, they lost the center too. They'll have him back.
Be a great way for the BCS to go out, won't it? If they don't have an SEC team in that game. If you got Ohio State and Florida State and you don't have an SEC team, they've won 7 titles in a row, and you're not going to have one of their teams in there because Auburn beat Alabama in the goofiest game ever.
What rank that one, Patrick? Rank the
Well, I got to make an admission, fellas. Guess who went upstairs and did something else with 3 minutes to go when he knew Alabama had won the game?
He didn't miss much.
And a half hour later, I'm looking at the crawl, and it's saying Auburn wins the... What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
They didn't win this
You
game.
think they knew the rules? I never knew that if you missed a field goal,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
Said you were in the Metrodome.
The Vikings did it today.
You were in the
They tried
Metrodome.
today.
Yeah,
The
you were in the
Vikings tried today.
Metrodome when Antonio Cromartie brought one 109 yards against the Vikings right before halftime.
I would think football coaches would be pretty well versed on the rules before the season starts.
yeah.
Wouldn't you think?
But,
They got new ones, though.
Somebody made a great point, though. When you're out there kicking the field goal, you don't have any athletes on the field.
That's what showed up.
You know, so you got a bunch
Well,
of,
that was a pretty
bunch
good
of
game.
guys
And that's
trying
exactly
to give
what
them
showed up, a
protection.
bunch of offensive linemen.
Yeah, but still.
That was a pretty good
Blair
game.
Walsh saved the game today
Yep.
in the overtime. I mean, kickers even make tackles, so offensive linemen are going to make tackles. They just got to get there.
Yeah, well, they didn't get there.
No.
They had the two best cheaters in the business, close to it, Auburn and
You don't know that.
Alabama. They
You don't know that.
At Newton, that was the greatest story of all time.
They should have called it the cheating game then today.
Yeah, instead of the Iron Bowl, huh?
Yesterday. Yeah.
I don't think two schools in the country hate each other as much as
No,
those
that's
two
right.
do, though. I used to have a friend who was the sports information down there, big fellow, David Housel. Big guy. He called. He had an intern or a gal trying out for a job, and she was on a 3-month internship, and he called her in and says, "You're doing a great job, Rebecca. We can't complain about your work, but I think we gotta let you go." And she said, "Oh, why?" And he says, "I don't think you hate Alabama enough."
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I know a guy, one of those coaches in the Southeast Conference. I don't say which one. He's a power coach. And I know a guy that was interviewing for a job with him, and the guy that was interviewing for a job said, "My family is really important to me. That I get to see my family enough during the season." And he says, "No problem." He says, "Every year on Halloween, we open up the coach's office for 30 minutes, and the family's kids get to come by and trick or treat." That's it. Take a break, come back. Stop on by Audi Minneapolis, visit with the gang there and find out. Maybe it's that perfect holiday gift for that perfect person in your life. An A6, an A8, the Q7, wow. Where does the Gopher football team go from here, and how much have they benefited recruiting-wise from this season?
Well, the good thing is they got 12 seniors. 9 of them played. 3 didn't play. I think the chance to have a bowl game, I think this coaching staff does as good a job of teaching and working with these kids as any coaching staff we've had in Minnesota in a long time. Mason was a good coach and all that kind of stuff, but I think this guy's got the best staff of all.
Have you seen that 6'10" tight end? Have you watched the practice this year at all?
He's a redshirt.
Yeah, have you seen him in practice?
No.
He's
But
something.
He's pretty skinny, you know.
No, he's not. He's pretty developed right
He
now.
won't be skinny by next year.
No.
That's one
saw
of
him
the
the
things
other
they
day,
do
yeah.
very well is they really got a great weight program.
Well-
These guys have gotten the Gophers. The kids get bigger and stronger. They've really improved the strength of the offensive and defensive linemen.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, when I watched them play Nebraska, Nebraska built their program 50 years ago on the weight room and whatever vitamins they might have been adding to the mix.
A little cheating to go with it.
But they'd get farm kids from Nebraska who weighed 230 and turn them into 290-pound rocks. And when I saw the Gophers pushing around Nebraska, I thought, Kill's right. He does have a strength program.
Derek Williams traded from the Timberwolves.
Good. Goodbye.
Cut your losses. What's your thought?
Steve Ashburner had the best line on him. Ashy was up here on the Wednesday before they traded him, and I was talking about him and how I couldn't stand to watch him play anymore. And he says, he's out there by himself. He says, everybody else is playing one style, and he's just out there running around by himself. They couldn't figure out what they were trying to do.
Who's that, Williams?
Derek Williams.
Derek Williams.
Well, apparently that new guy played pretty good last night when they beat Dallas.
Tonight they gave him Durant to try to guard, and
Yeah.
Oklahoma City beat him in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, Oklahoma City beat?
Oh,
But
Durant
this
went
kid-
crazy.
All you got to know is what Adelman thinks of this guy. He played him 26 minutes the first night out of the chute. He didn't play Williams 26 minutes all year.
Yeah, or last year.
Louis, what do you do when you get a high profile? Or is it easy if you're the ones that took over the team and you didn't draft him to trade him for next,
It's easier when you take over a team and someone else has made the draft pick that you don't like. But I think they made the right move anyway. If you wait too long, then he loses value. If you get him and you feel that he's not going to contribute to the team, you might as well move him as quick as you can.
Plus, they got out from under the $6.3 million. They would have had to pay him next year.
Sacramento probably liked Williams. They thought he could fit it in and do a job.
Well, he might. The key is when you
make
make a trade, though, is if you're getting someone and he does better for you than the guy you're letting go, it doesn't matter what the other guy does somewhere else.
Big buddy of
You
Love's,
improve your team.
apparently.
Yeah.
He and Love were
The guy
tight
that
at
they got,
UCLA.
right? Yeah.
So when you got Adelman, a 67-year-old coach, okay, and now they start losing. This team, this has been up and down. And Patrick, we talked about it last week. Maybe not as good as we thought they were going to be. Do you worry, if you're a general manager, about the energy level of a coach if he's that age, or is that not fair?
I don't think the age has got a real effect on energy. I mean, I know older guys that have a lot of energy.
Really?
Yeah.
Plus, I think
He's still going.
I think you're asking the wrong three guys.
I'll give you a name.
67.
I'll give you guys a name. Connie Mack. He was managing the A's in Philadelphia when he's 75.
That's right. So it all depends on the individual. And Adelman's a good coach, and I don't think it's the energy level that affects him. It's he's got his system, and he's going to play the players the way
Why
they
can't
want.
the Wild score goals? I'm going to ask you that when we come back. Stay with us.
I don't know if he's on
Viking
vacation
fans,
or
join the
working.
Kick Hunger Challenge and help the Vikings clinch #1. Visit supporttasteofthenfl.com and join an NFL team. All donations to the Minnesota Vikings team page will be distributed to Second Harvest Heartland Food Bank.
Another
Tell
deal?
your friends and family it's easy and fun. It's a good way to
roast
win.
beef looked good. Where do we
Didn't
get
it?
that?
Yeah,
man?
you wouldn't hurt you to streamline all that money here, get that last tax deduction before the end of the year.
His next deduction is going to be his first.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
I don't see you. You give away snow in the wintertime.
Absolutely. Who taught me, man? Usually we got to go in
How
order
about
here,
the
Louis.
Gopher basketball
No. We got to start with the Wild.
That's going to be
Hey, the Wild. Why can't they score goals?
the Wild.
Yeah.
There he is.
Okay. I just wanted to go to you first, so you
I
wouldn't be
don't know.
mad. Louis, why can't they score goals?
We said they're going to have that problem all year long. Right now they're really missing Granlund because Granlund had Pominville going, and Pominville now hasn't got a goal in 8 games or something. And Granlund with the concussion, I don't know how long he's going to be out. That could be a real crucial injury for them. And all year long we said they're going to have to fight to score goals because they don't have a lot of guys that have a track record of scoring a lot of goals, and it's tough to score in the league. And then when you get a couple of these injuries like you had, that affects it as well.
Pretty good for Parisi's image, though, that he's going to miss 3 weeks and he misses one game.
Yeah.
Misses one game. You know what? The Twins would release him if he did that. we don't want a guy who actually wants to play, for God's sakes. We wouldn't want that.
You're not going to keep Zach out too
What do you
easy.
think of the Twin signings, Patrick?
Yeah, I'm all for him. Nolasco's got a live arm and Hughes has got a live arm. They got somebody who can throw a fastball
Gotta
over
give him a
90
lot of
miles an
credit.
hour.
Got to give the guy a lot of credit.
Who?
Parisi.
Yeah, for coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're back to that.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I guess
you
they're going to
as
bring
general
back.
manager
They're going to bring back
of the
Pelfrey
North
too. I guess.
Stars,
Huh?
You knew the guys who play hurt, and some guys won't play hurt.
Well, I have to tell you, we didn't have too many guys who wouldn't play hurt.
Huh?
Hockey players play hurt. Most of them play hurt. I don't know too many guys that don't play hurt that play hockey.
You know what I don't like about hockey, though, Louis? I didn't mind it in the playoffs when they didn't tell us what an injury was, but now it
I
goes
hate
all
that.
season
Me too.
long. Come on. The guy's got a bad knee.
Yeah.
Tell us he's got a bad
Yeah.
knee. For God's sake.
That's what I don't like that either.
Playoffs, it was kind of fun because it was
Yeah.
unique, I remember once saying to Jock, how come you won't tell us who the goalie is? You won't give us any information. He says, I give you too much information.
Louis, Gopher hockey team, Big Ten hockey. They win too. What do you think of Big Ten hockey? The conference season is finally here.
Well, I haven't seen the other teams yet. We're accustomed to seeing Wisconsin.
Yeah.
They're in the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's like WCHA.
We'd always see Michigan State because they'd come here for the tournament. So the only two we haven't seen are Ohio State and Penn State. And, it's going to be good. It's going to be good, but I'm going to miss North Dakota and
Tickets are
Duluth.
available for the Penn State series. I
I
hear.
understand there are some still there.
Michigan's good all the time.
They're
Michigan State's been in it all the time.
Michigan State's not as
Wisconsin,
good this
Minnesota.
year. Yeah.
4 of the 6 schools.
Yeah. So we got 2 new schools. But that's a new thing, and they're going to have to get 2 more schools. Like maybe Nebraska and Illinois would be the 2, I would think, the 2 teams.
I don't think
that come in.
Illinois got the money for it, but Rutgers might. Rutgers is in on this new bonanza, and they already got a good club program.
Yeah.
Maybe they can do
Do they
it.
have an arena?
Well, they're in
Or
New
access to?
Jersey. There's plenty
Yeah,
of
there's
them. They got
plenty
to
of arenas
practice
there, yeah.
somewhere.
Rutgers have hockey?
Well, he was just saying they could be a potential ad.
They got to get a couple teams to play.
Gopher men's basketball you wanted to talk about. Are you satisfied with where they're at? I think they're going to have a tough time in the Big Ten.
Well, we'll find out Thursday night. They play Florida State, right?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday
I
night,
believe.
yeah.
Oh, Tuesday
Florida
night?
State's okay.
Florida State Tuesday night.
Yes.
Tuesday night.
You know what has happened to college basketball in December, though? This should be your big build-up, right?
Yeah.
It's a lost month.
Because the
You
tournament.
play your good games in November, and you play that
Yeah,
tournament.
that's right.
And then you play Florida State, and then they got 4 games against dogs.
Then it's
for
8:30.
the next 25 days they don't play anybody.
That's right.
That's
Sure.
the worst thing about the all college basketball. They play too many teams that aren't competitive for me.
The season ticket package just loses value.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Problem is, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, they all got money with TV. We have no TV. Nobody cares about Minnesota and TV.
Yep.
So they don't have a good schedule. They have a terrible preseason schedule.
Yeah, but even Duke, they play 2
Yeah.
teams and 8 dogs, all at home.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll tell you what, though, college, I was in New York, and Brooklyn had 2 straight tournaments, and they had tubbies there Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Friday. They couldn't have had 2,000 people there.
Really?
Why do they think New York wants to watch Texas Tech play somebody? I don't get it.
Is that supposed to be the lure of the garden from years gone by?
this was in- this
even though it
was
was
at
in
the new
Brooklyn, though, I mean?
arena.
Or-
Well, the Garden had a tournament, and they had Duke in Arizona, so they had a decent crowd. But
None of those
tournaments draw.
draw new people.
Okay.
And the Gophers aren't drawing anything about
All right.
basketball.
That'll do it for this week. Thanks for watching the Sports Show. See you back here next week.
Bring
everybody.
back Les
The
Fraser.
Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quart surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing. And Cuisine Concepts. Bar Abilene at Lagoon and Fremont in uptown Minneapolis. And Franklin Street Bakery at 11th and Franklin in South Minneapolis, just down from Mall of America Field. And Taste of the NFL. Proud to be the premier Super Bowl party with a purpose to support hunger relief locally and nationally.